Hello, everyone. Good evening to all of you. How are you doing? I hope you and your loved ones are all safe and healthy despite the weather out there. And I'm thrilled to be joining you virtually all the way here from Davao City. I guess ito po yung power ng digitalization as I am able to add value wherever you are located. And I'd like to welcome and recognize the 39 participants. So we'd like to thank you for spending your Friday evening with us by attending this webinar about securing your golden years, building a retirement fund. Now, before we delve into this topic, let me take a moment to introduce myself first. I am JP Billones, the Business Development and Market Education Section Head for the Mindanao Desk of First Metro Securities, the stock brokerage house of the Metro Bank Group. We put your future first by empowering individuals and institutions like you to attain your respective financial goals. And on our end, we envision to be the largest and most trusted Philippine investment solutions partner. It's my honor and pleasure to serve you as host tonight. Now, over the years, I've had the privilege of working with First Metro Sec, where our goal is not just about financial success, but also about empowering individuals like yourself with the knowledge and tools needed to make informed investment decisions. Most especially us from the business development and market education team, we have opportunities like this to inspire people to upgrade their money management skills and create awareness of investment opportunities that are legitimate, affordable, and accessible. And tonight, we have invited our sister company, First Metro Asset Management, to share their expertise on ETFs or exchange traded funds. And later, we have a guest speaker wherein he will share why this is a great investment option, especially when it comes to building a retirement fund. Now, before we embark on this learning journey together, I'd love to know more a bit about you guys, to all our participants tonight. Now we're up to 50 participants. Can you please type where are you joining us tonight? All right. Can you please type where are you joining us from tonight? All right. We have here people from Manila, Laguna. Yan. I think we have OFWs as here as well from Qatar. We also have more from Luzon, from Bulacan, Las Piñas, another OFW from Melbourne, Australia, another OFW from Papua New Guinea. Ayan. Uh, from Cainta, no? I think we have a lot of OFWs tonight. Another one from Saudi Arabia. Ayan, kababayan, no? Someone else is also here from Davao. Many OFWs well represented. Another one from Singapore. Ayan, welcome everyone. Ayan, okay, very participative crowd. Thank you so much. Ayan, we also have here people from Cebu City. So, maayong gabi diha, no? Sa Cebu and all the Bisaya speaking attendees tonight. Maayong gabi. Ayan, dami, no? Ang daming OFWs, another one from Malaysia. Parang mas marami pa yung from outside the Philippines na ng mga highly likely mga OFWs than one here na taga dito sa Pilipinas. And we are humbled by your attendance and presence tonight na you're giving us the time to share what we know to you. And I'm happy to see na ang daming interested to know how you can actually secure your golden years through this webinar. Now, we acknowledge po ito po yung current demographics ng stock market investors sa Philippines as of 2023. We have over 100 million in population but there's only 1.9 million stock market accounts. That's less than 2% of the population. Tapos majority pa are locally employed, no? Pero as you can see, I think it's very telling na meron talagang gaining interest from OFWs when it comes to investing. Kasi 'di ba, like tonight, ang dami nating friends na OFWs who are listening all around the world. All right? And highlight ko as well, there's also students who are actually investing in the stock market. So if you're a student, can you please type the school or college you're attending, no? Para malaman namin kung may nakikinig ba dito ng mga students. So please type them in. All right? Yan. As you can see as well, no, sa distribution niya, majority taga Metro Manila pa talaga, that's 68%. The rest of the country, has yet to catch up. Even where I am based dito po sa Mindanao, we only represent 5.5%. But I'm happy to see these numbers kahit konti pa lang sa Mindanao. But 2022, nasa 2.5% lang yan siya. But right now, nasa 5.5%. And maybe not through all our efforts, but we believe that increase, that's more than double no, dito sa Mindanao. I think nakatulong din yung mga educational efforts namin for you. So we're grateful that you are still patronizing what we know right now. No, we're already up to 60 participants. Okay, so thank you so much. And next question ko po sa inyo, I'd like to know kung saan na kayo sa investment journey ninyo. Can you please type in po kung meron na po kayong stock trading account or any form of investment account, baka meron kayong mutual funds existing, can you please type yes or no? If yes, please type in what investments you're into right now. Sige nga, let's see. Ayan. We have here, no? From ano pa, mga friendly competitors namin, no? So, yan. Cooperatives as well. That's ano, lalo na dito siguro, no? Well-known yung mga ganon. People have stock accounts and may mga time deposit accounts as well, no? So, probably you're already ready to level up when it comes to the potential returns to earn, but also increase the risk appetite ninyo. Yan. Meron din dito, may mga those invested sa US and local bonds. Nice, no? That's really good to hear. No? Yan, hold on. Let me catch up. Funds, no? May mga mutual funds din daw sila and stocks, no? Ayan. Meron din mga UITF, mutual fund, equity. Yan. Yung iba, multiple accounts yung stockbroker nila. They are using First Metrosec and yung friendly competitors namin. So thank you, no? I'm happy to hear na dami sa inyo who are already active investors already. Yun. Alright. Meron din dito in MP2. Ayan. So yun, at least for us to get a feel of where you are in your investment journey, we're happy that you shared that. And I hope, no, marami sa inyo, I think, who are into time deposits pa, mga bonds, mga RTBs. But I hope itong masishare namin sa inyo tonight can be something that you can put in your portfolio, lalo na when it comes to building your money for the long term, no? So yan po yung pag-usapan natin tonight. Now, to set the tone for our discussion tonight, I just want to ask a very direct question, no? Probably majority of us here, no? I would say our average age would be siguro 30 years old, 35 years old, and the usual retirement age is at 60 to 65. So, give and take, we have around 30 working years left, no? On average. But the question here is, right now, we are very productive workers, no? Or maybe business owners. We're adding value to the community. But we have to face it, no? That looking at how life progresses, there will really come a time that we are not productive already or not as productive as we are right now. And that's essentially our retirement years. So just to ask directly, no? Maybe no need to type it in, no? No need to type it in. Maybe just a point of reflection at this 6 p.m. na webinar, no? Try to ask yourself, no, before we start, are we financially ready for our retirement years? All right? I know many of us Filipinos, no, we are all dreaming a comfortable and fulfilling life after all our working years. However, the reality is many of us are not financially prepared. And according to the statistics of Filipino retirees, this is from SSS, they found out that 45% of retirees, no, what they do after they retire they are dependent on their relatives, no. We've heard many sad stories about this, no, and fortunately there are others who are actually well taken care of by their relatives, but we've also heard the other side of the coin, wherein paminsan napasa-pasa na lang because they became a burden, no? And I hope that doesn't happen to us. That's why we have to find ways in order to avoid that possibility na hindi naman din tayo masaktan emotionally, di ba? But yun, 45% are dependent on relatives. Then 30% are dependent on charity. Ito po yung tumatanggap ng pension from SSS or siguro if you're a government worker from GSIS, no? So those are forms of charity, but still a major block. Now, for me, what hurts me the most, no? And I would say this is one of my motivations why we do what we do. All right? Because personally, I find it really sad, no? That 23% of Filipino retirees go back to work, no, after they retire. So again, don't get me wrong. For me, I'd say, no, even after retirement, it's okay to go back to work if what you're doing is your passion. You're doing it just because you love to do it. It's your passion. It's something that despite whatever it pays, you're okay to do it because it's more of what you love. All right. But I also see the other side of the coin. Now, not all are given that opportunity. There are other Filipinos there as well, wherein they don't really have a choice because when they retire, no, sometimes they still have bills to pay. And sometimes, no, life circumstances, I know iba-iba tayo and I understand that and I respect that as well. But sometimes, no, I hope when we retire, no, if ever we're going to go back to work, it's because it's something that we love to do. And it's not just something because we go back to work because we still have bills to pay. All right. So I hope that I was able to set the tone, no, for the importance of our webinar tonight, no. And ang goal natin, I hope all of us here, no, would aim and strive to be part of the 2%. Kasi yung 2% po, ito po yung mga financially independent. And it's going to be something of a journey, no, but it's something that's good to aspire to as well, no, na we aim to be financially independent. And with that motivation, it brings us back to our webinar tonight, wherein we're going to discuss how to achieve those financial resilience, financial resilience using this specific tool. Now we call this the Exchange Traded Fund that tracks the Philippine Stock Exchange Index or the PSEI. And we invited here our sister company, First Metro Asset Management, to share all about ETFs and why you should consider this investment option. And I hope you will consider it for your portfolio. I know you're probably excited to learn already. So if you have questions during the presentation, we have a Q&A panel in Zoom. So feel free to put that there so that we can go back to that during the live portion after our presentation. And with that, without further ado, let's get to know our guest speaker for tonight. We're very honored to have with us Mr. Mark Keng. He is the head of partnership distribution channel of First Metro Asset Management. He has 24 years of distinguished experience in the banking and finance industry. Marky excels in steering Metrobank 520 Luzon branches, Luzon agency, and third-party distribution for First Metro Asset Management. His career is marked by a legacy of excellence in leadership across banks, insurance, and fintech sectors, earning him numerous individual accolades and leadership recognitions. He holds a Bachelor of Science in Business Administration degree from the Philippine School of Business Administration. Now, without further ado, let's give a warm welcome to Mr. Mark Keng. Go ahead, Sir Marky.
Hi, good evening, everyone. Let me just share my screen, one moment. Right. Let me know if you can see my screen. Okay.
You can see it, Sir Marky. Thank you.
All right. So good afternoon, everyone. Good evening, and thank you for giving us this opportunity to present to you and to be with you. And thank you for sharing with us your time. I know it's a weekend, no? So most of us may be ready na for the weekend, no, to have fun or to have a good rest. Ayan. But before anything else, kanina pinatype ni JP, no, yung mga locations kung nasaan tayo, no, kung nasaan kayo. Now, I would like to request sana, if you can type sana on the chat box, if you are age 30 to 40, please type 1. And I just want to know, yon, see. If you're age 30 to 40, type 1. Yan, sige. And then if you are 40 years old to 50 years old, please type 2. Ayan. And then if you're below 30 years old, please type 0. And then if you're above 50 years old, please type 3. Ayan. So parang marami tayong number 2, no? Ayan, may 3, may 0. Ayan. Buti naman, meron tayong 0. 1, 3. Ayan. Thank you very much for your response. Ayan. Thank you for actively responding and participating in our seminar, in our webinar. Ayan. So before anything else, I would like to ask you. Ayan. Wait. Okay. What do you think are the most important asset you have in preparing a retirement? And does anyone know here, ano yung dalawang asset that you currently have na important in preparing your retirement? Yan. Can someone guess? Yan. Please type it sa atin chat box. Okay, sige. Let's continue getting response. Yan. As I check our participants. Ayan, time and money, time and energy. What else do you think? Time and funding. Sige po, tuloy-tuloy lang. Give me your response. Ano yung sa tingin nyo that that asset, those assets that you currently have? Ayan, health and time. Actually, nasagot na siya, no? And I'm not sure if this person already saw this presentation. Well, actually, it is time and money. And it's actually your time and your money. Now, sabi nila, how can you consider time as an asset? Well, actually, time is an asset, no? It is considered as an asset kasi everyone has it. And it's how we individuals spend it that makes it makes a difference. So it's how we spend our time that makes it as an asset. Ayan. So yun yung nagiging reason kung paano siya nagiging asset, how we use it. Now our money naman, sabi nila, we don't have money. We don't have much. Well, everyone has money naman, but it depends lang on one's capacity. Some of us may have more, some may have less, some may have average, but it's actually how we spend it and live within our means that makes a difference. And prioritizing what is more important than that. Ayan. Okay. Now, we as individual, we can take control of our time and money. Now, there are some possibilities of scenario. No? There are some people who are actually buying more time. They're actually buying medicines to have more time. So they spend all their money trying to buy more time. Now, there are some people naman, they have a lot of time in their life, but they don't have money. While there are some people naman who have the both ends of the world, no, they have money and time. They are truly wealthy. Now, sabi kanina ni JP, this seminar will teach you, or we will actually try to help you. How are you going to secure your retirement through FMETF? Now, before we secure our retirement, we have to create a plan. Now, in creating a plan, imagine you are building a house. So when you build a house, you start with saving. So when you save, you need to have bank savings, time deposit, money market, or emergency fund. So earlier, we also asked you, no, ano yung mga exposure ninyo that you currently have. Now, as you progress in creating a plan, you should build up. And i-build up natin siya. So that's the time we spend more, or we actually save more in bonds, stocks, mutual fund, UITF, etc. And after that, as we build and continue to accumulate wealth, that's where we transition. We transition through our retirement. That's the time we can live parang comfortably during our retirement. So now, let's start naman muna discussing about saving. Ayan, so we start muna with saving. Okay. So sabi nila, how do you save? So when you save, rule of thumb, as an individual or as an employee, we should at least have a monthly living expense in our current account. So dapat freely yan available sa ating bank account. It should be around 3 to 6 months of our monthly living expense. So sabi nila, if you are a salaried person, no, you should be saving at least 3 months of your monthly living expense in your bank account. So dapat available yan na should something happen, mawalan ka ng work, another pandemic happened, you have this emergency fund that you can use, no, as an emergency fund. Now, if you're a businessman naman, sabi nila, dapat meron kang at least 6 months of your monthly expense, operating expense. Actually, hindi lang siya operating expense kasi it also includes your living expense. So dapat meron ka nun 6 months na monthly living expense sa bank account mo. Now, ang tanong, paano nga ba mag-save? Yan. So paano ba talaga mag-save? Does anyone here know how to save? Pa-type naman 1 if you know, pa-type naman ng if not. Yon. Sige po, tuloy lang. Ayan. How do we save? Does anyone know how to save? Ayan. Of course, no? All of us know how to save. Now, ang tanong muna, do you think saving is income less expense equals savings? Ayan. Or do you think is its expense less income equals debt? Or is it income less savings equals expense? So if you think it's the first sa left, please type A. Income less expense equals savings. If you think that's the answer, type A. If you think expense less income equals debt is the answer, please type B. And if you think income less savings equals expense, please type C. Ayan, so halo-halo ang ating mga answer, no? Merong A, may B, ay wala naman ako nakitang B, sorry. May A, may C, ayan. Well, actually, the correct way to save is ayan, income less savings is equals to expense. Bakit C? Kasi, of course, before you spend, you have to set aside something for your future. Diba? Sabi nga sa Bible, you should set aside 10%. That is for the Lord. But at the same time, you should set aside something for yourself na in times of famine, diba, meron kang dudukutin. Remember the story of Joseph, diba? During the time na sagana sila, no? Sagana yung kanilang country. Nag-iimbak sila, diba? Nag-iimbak sila ng mga grains para when the famine comes, they are prepared. So that is how saving should be. Kumbaga, magsisave ka muna bago ka mag-expense para yun natitira, that will be free for anything that you want, or you can use that for anything. All right? Now, in preparing for your future, okay, you should also make a list, diba? You should make a list. Ano ba yung lifestyle? Ano ba yung house or yung home dependent? Sino ba yan? No? And then you should also make ano ba yung benefit, pension plan, income, part-time work that you might have after you age retirement. Okay? And you should also make a list. Ano yung cost of living, house and utility bills mo? Alright? So when you create a plan, you should take to account these items and then put a numbers to it. Ayan. So lalagyan mo siya, no? You should itemize each expense monthly, no? You put it down, write it down, and then you total it. So in this sample, ang total niya is 40,000. Yan yung current, no? Current na monthly expense. However, in determining your retirement, you need to compute, no? Kukompute natin yan fast forward or forward computation. So now, sample using the same number, no? Estimated monthly bill, multiply natin yan ng 12. And then we will get ano yung estimated yearly expense. No? So now, using the numbers earlier, 40,000 times 12, and then 480 is your annual estimated annual expense. And now, yan is for this year lang, while you are still working currently. Now, we need to get how much the amount will be 20 years from now or while you are in retirement. So sabi nila, 20 years usually is the years to go after you retire. Bakit? Usually kasi when we retire at age 60, mortality rate ng mga tao nag-age lang until 80. So that's why we add 20 more years after 60. Okay? And then we will get ano yung total retirement benefit that we should have. So ibig sabihin, yung 480 natin, i-check natin times 20, how much do we need when we age 60? Okay, so Getting that number again for 80, multiply by 20, kasi we have 20 more years to go after 60. Sample lang po yun. So more or less, dapat meron kang nakatabing 9.6 today. Okay? Ang tanong, sino po dito ang may 9.6 na? Type naman sa chat box natin ng heart. Ayan. Paki-type naman sa chat box or kahit yung emoji na lang sa chat box ng heart. If you have 9.6, congratulations. 'Di ba? So that means you are blessed to have that numbers. Ayan. Ayan, congratulations. Meron na kayong 9.6. You're prepared for your future. Ayan. Sige po. Type nyo lang. Malayo pa. Okay lang yan. Tuturuan namin kayo kung paano. Ayan, no heart. Sige po, okay lang yan. Alright? Now, ang tanong, how do we get there? Ayan. There are ways on how we can get there. And the time starts now. Right? Kasi actually, yung 9.6 today, do you think it will still be the same 9.6 20 years from now? Do you think yung buying power niya is still the same today after 20 years? Paki-type yes if you think yes. Paki-type no if you think it's not. No, yes. Sige, tuloy lang po. Continue typing po para alam ko hindi kayo tulog. Alright? No, ayan. So definitely not. It's not enough. Alright? Kasi meron tayong tinatawag na inflation. Yan, tama yon. So because of inflation, the 9.6 today may no longer be 9.6 20 years from now. Alright? That's why we have to compute as well. How much do we need when that time comes? Alright? So 9.6 times 4, average inflation, times 20 years, and then we will come up with 22. So ibig sabihin, dapat ngayon, meron ka ng 22,000 para sure ka na when you reach age 60, you can still use that money, yung 40,000 per month, freely, no? Yan. Ang tanong, ready na ba tayo? Ayan. Type naman, paki-type sa chat box, ready if you're ready or getting there if you want to go there. Ayan. Medyo mahaba, no? Almost ready, that's good. Ayan. That's good, almost ready. Getting ready, that's nice. Ayan. So now, ang tanong, how do we get there? Diba? Paano nga ba? How do we get there as early as today? We have to build up. All right? So we have to build up. We have to start investing in instruments that will help us accumulate more wealth. So dyan papasok yung mag-invest tayo sa bonds, mag-invest tayo sa stock market, or mag-invest tayo sa mutual fund or sa UIPF. Now, maraming ways, no? Maraming ways how to build up. Okay, there are ways, no? Multiple ways on how to build up. Yung iba, they say you have to work for it. Definitely, you have to do that. Sometimes, you have to inherit it, but not everyone are privileged to inherit something, no, from their parents. Some naman have to win it, and this is based on luck. No? So, minsan, hindi naman tayo lahat swerte, no? And sabi naman yung iba, you have to marry into it. Hahanap tayo ng mayaman, no? Para at least when we retire, sitting pretty, no need to worry about anything. Some naman thinks it's save for it. Yan, save for it. While others think it's invest for it. Now, ang tanong, what is investment? Does anyone know? Ayan, nandiyan na pala, sorry. Okay, so investment, ang sabi dito is a current commitment of money or other resource in the hope of reaping future benefits. So it's like sacrificing something of value now, expecting to benefit from that sacrifice later. And it is also called discipline savings. Ayan. Sino po dito nakakaalam ng discipline savings? Pakita naman po, thumbs up tayo sa chat box. If you know how investment works, please thumbs up po. Yung icon na lang po para at least hindi kayo mahirapan. I think there's an icon sa chat box. Yun. Ayan. So, congratulations. Thank you for those response. Ayan. Okay. Ang tanong, do you think savings is enough? Do you think ba savings is enough? Definitely savings is not enough kasi historically, ang inflation natin sa Philippines, it stands at 4 to 5%. No? Nag-average siya 4 to 5%. Minsan bumababa, minsan tumataas. So on an average, since 1995, it's actually 4 to 5%. And at the same time, yung mga bank products natin, no? No offense naman to the bank people or to the bank products. They're just offering most of the time savings account less than 1%. And it's not enough. Diba? If you leave your money in the bank and it's earning 1%, it's not enough for you to expect na magkakaroon ka ng magandang retirement. Now, how do we invest? And in investing, we have to determine our goal. We should have a goal and we have to know the time and horizon. This is the length, no? Yung goal natin, what is the purpose? Why we need to invest? So in this particular seminar, the goal is retirement. Time horizon, it is the length of time that we need to stay invested. Now, the risk and return naman, it is the possible risk. No? Possible risk and potential return kung saan tayo mag-i-invest. All right, now we start with goal. I'll show some pictures and then let me know if ito yung goal nyo when you reach age retirement. Okay? So sample, number 1, do you want to travel the world? Number 1 po. Type 1 if you want to travel the world. Type 2 if you want more time with your family, more gatherings, more reunion, dinner outs. Type 3 if you want to start a hobby, you want to be a plantito, a plantita. Yan. Ano dito yung goal niyo? When you reach age retirement, that's nice, 1, 2, 3. Ayan, no? So in a hobby, marami pong hobby yan. You want to be a biker, you want to be a handyman, someone who creates furniture. Yan. So, yan. All right, thank you for those answers. Yan, 1, 2, 3, ang dami. All right, kaya pa rin yan. Okay. Pero ang tanong, do you think your SSS pension will be enough when you reach age retirement? Pakitype naman yes, pakitype naman no. Whatever your answer is. Yan, definitely not. All right? Kasi sabi nga dito, 72% don't have an idea how much they need to save. As early as age 30, they don't know. Even as early as age 20 when they start working, they don't know how much do they need to save on a monthly basis for them to have a comfortable retirement. Diba? So they don't know. And then 27% naman are worried. Diba? Worried sila. Hala, saan ako kukuha ng pera? Yun yung kaninang pinakita ni JP na pie, no? Yung pie na what you call that, yung 2% lang ang prepared, no? And ang tanong, do you think with an average of 4% inflation, the maximum SSS pension right now as per this link is 18,495. Do you think when you reach age 60, 20 years from now, 10 years from now, or even 5 years from now, do you think it will still be the same value? Kaya pa ba niya yung same value? Pakitype naman yes or no. If you think it's still the same value, no? Ayan, definitely not, no? Hindi na siya same. So yung 18,000 mo ngayon, na sample, nakakabili siya ng 1 cart of groceries. Most likely 5 years from now, 10 years from now, maaring paliit na yan ng paliit. Alright? I remember when I was still, when I started working, no, before, when you have 10,000, that was 2,004 lang naman. So when you start, when you spend money rather, and then when you buy sa grocery, usually yung 10,000 mo, punong-puno na yan ng isang cart. But nowadays, yung 10,000 mo, hindi pa siya puno, 'di ba? Parang 3/4 lang ng cart. Yan. So that's how inflation works, no? Napapakonti niya yung buying power ng ating pera. And then, of course, in investment, we have to take into consideration yung time and horizon. We have to check ano ba yung goal natin, short term ba yan, or mid term ba yan, or long term ba yan. But definitely yung ating goal of retirement, it's long term. So it should be more than 10 years. All right? So i-remember natin yan. Yung retirement natin 10 years. So ibig sabihin, if you are age 30 right now, you should start preparing for your retirement. Kasi ako, I have a principle. Even before when I was still presenting in another life, I use 10 plus 10 or 20 plus 10. Big sabihin, 10 years of savings and then you have to wait another 10 years for you to check if your money did really earn or not. So hindi siya yung parang daily mo i-check. Laging 10 years of savings, 10 years to wait. Ganun siya. Alright, so that's why yung ating retirement, it should be 10 years. Kaya ako nasabi na dapat if you're 30 right now, you should start saving kasi para at least you have 10 years of saving or 20 years of savings. So at least 30, 40, 50, you're done. And then 50 to 60, probably you're aiming for another goal. Pero yung inipan mo ng from 30 to 50, that will be for your retirement. There's another 10 years before age 60. Yan, laging ganun siya. All right? And then we also have to take into consideration the risk and return. Ano yung risk and return? Sabi nila, the greater the potential, no, the greater the potential return, the greater the risk. No? So kapag mataas ang interest ng isang investment, medyo mataas din ang risk. Ang tanong, are we willing or not? Paki-type naman, I am, if you are, no, if you're not. Yan, kung willing kayo, yes. No, sige lang, okay lang yan. Okay, we have to consider no, when you are investing, it is also starting a business. And in starting a business, there are risks, diba? There's a time na you will earn, there's a time that you're not. But it will depend on what type of investment or what type of business ang pinasok mo. Ayan. That's why you also have to consider the rule of 72. Ayan. Ano yung rule of 72? Sabi dito, it's a mathematical equation lang naman, no? Yung rule of 72. It just tells us how long do you need your money to stay in an investment for you to double it. So ibig sabihin, if your money is earning 1%, you need to wait 72 years para mag-double siya. But if your money is doing 7%, you only need to wait 10 years. And that's why you have to look for an investment that will give you more than 4% at least na return para at least you can beat the inflation and secure your financial future. All right? Okay. And then, what if you want growth? So, halimbawa, gusto mo ng growth pero wala kang time. You don't have the time to monitor your investment and you don't have the expertise to make a sound investment. Diba? What do you think ang dapat mong gawin? Ayan, tanong na yan. So, that's where we come in, no? Si FAMI, that's where we come in with our FMETF. Ayan. Si FMETF, it's actually a mutual fund traded like a stock market. Yeah, traded in stock market rather. It is combined with combined diversification of managed fund and liquidity of stock market. Yeah. So in a single trade, you are investing in a basket of 30 stock companies in the Philippines. So imagine when you place or when you start investing in FMETF, no need for you to monitor every day, no need for you to check if you have to trade or not. There is someone trading for you and you are already investing in 30 stock companies in the Philippines. Ayan, so ganun siya. So ang tanong, ano ba yung pinaka-specific ng FMETF? So as mentioned, diversified siya, no? So FMETF is a mutual fund as mentioned. It mirrors the PSEI. Mini-mirror niya si PSEI. And it is invested in 30 companies selected based in liquidity, free float, and capitalization. Ayan. So alam naman natin yung 30 top companies sa PSEI, no? So when you buy FMETF through trading, you instantly diversify your fund sa 30 company na ito. So you don't need to check, no? Kasi it's already there, combined na siya. And imagine if you want to trade on your own, if you want to mirror the PSEI on your own, no? You need to have at least 1 million to buy each of the 30 companies at PSEI para at least ma-mirror mo siya. And ang gagawin mo niyan on a daily basis, you will be the one to rebalance the weights of these 30 companies just to mirror the PSEI. So it's very tedious, no, if you do it on your own. That's why we, FAMI, we're here so you can actually save time. Ayan. So you can actually save time from the legwork, and even the costing. It's simple when you invest in FMETF. Now, every day then you can do intraday transaction through FMETF. So it allows you to implement buy and sell strategies on a daily basis. Within the day, you can do that. So ngayon, si FMETF, just to show you and for your appreciation, it composed of this fund allocation. And so exposed siya in this fund allocation. Ayan. So meron tayo ng SM Investment Corp, meron tayong SM Holdings, BDO, Ayala Land, ICTS, BPI, Ayala Corporation, JG Summit, PLDT, Aboitiz, Universal Robina, Metrobank, of course, Meralco, Jollibee, Mondinisen, Globe, all the 30 top corporations in the country. Now, ang tanong, suitable ba tayo for FMETF? That's the question. Ayan. Does it suit us? Ayan. So ang tanong, if you want to trade or invest in stocks but want to diversify your risk without the tedious investment analysis, definitely FMETF is the best for you. And if you want to trade or invest in stock market and in this top 30 stock companies in the Philippines, definitely this fund suits you. And if you're willing to at least let your money stay for 5 years or even more, FMETF is the best fund for you kasi cost averaging wise, it's really the best fund for you. And at the same time, if you're aware the volatilities and still want to invest for potential higher return, FMETF is the best fund for you. So bakit FMETF? Kasi we always have to take a look that when you invest in stock market, you have to think long term. All right? You have to think for your future, or you have to think iiwan mo siya. Hindi siya yung everyday i-check mo if it did well or not. So FMETF, it mirrors the stock market. As you can see, yung performance ng stock market natin, it goes up and down. But if you will take a look at it, if you check 10 years before or even 20 years before, the prices are really low compared to today. So if you invested 20 years before, most likely this year you're really earning na. Lagi kong ginagamit sa presentation ko is the pamasahe. Ayan, let's use the chat box here. Anong amount ng pamasahe ang naabutan natin when we were still studying? Paki-type naman sa chat box. Pa-type naman po. Ano yung amount ng pamasahe na naabutan nyo when you were still studying? 5 pesos, sige po. 150. Ayan, sige po, continue. 150. Ayan. Ayan, 150. Actually, ako I start when I was still in elementary. That's where I started commuting. That's the discipline made by my mom to me. I actually live in Cavite and then I study at Novaliches. So imagine the long drive. I'm not really driving, I'm just commuting, no. So sinasakay niya lang ako sa sa terminal and then ako na on my own. So during that time, the fare is still 150. Ayan. But then again, how much is the fare now? Paki-type naman po kung may nakakaalam magkano ang pamasahe ngayon. 14. 13. Ayun. So, bakit ko ginagamit yan na illustration? Whenever I present to my clients, I always use pamasahe as an illustration of the stock market. Lagi kong sinasabi, stock market is like the pamasahe lang eh. So, kasi it is the same prices lang naman. If you can check now, the stock market may no longer return to its previous performance na ganun kababa. It may if there's a recession. But then again, if you will take a look on a year to year, usually it goes down, up and down, pero hindi sobrang grabe na 10 years before or 20 years before. And that's how I illustrate it. Same with pamasahe. Sample, yung pamasahe ngayon, 13 pesos na siya. Do you think it will still go down? Paki-type naman po if yes or no. And paki-type naman po if yes or no. If you think 13 pesos, bababa pa ba yung pamasahe na yan or no? Definitely no na, no? Kasi una, consideration yan is inflation. Pangalawa, yung gas prices, correct, yung prices. So, it's almost the same as stock market, no? Yung performance ng stock market, bumaba man yan 20 years from now, probably that's already a recession. Wherein, kaya ako sinasabi na it's the best, FMETF is the best tool to invest in kasi nga, it mirrors the PSEI. So, if you place in FMETF, most likely if you plan to use it for your retirement, 10 years from now, or 20 years from now, the prices may not be as low as today. Yan, ganun lang yung pinaka-gist nun. So, ngayon magkano ba ang share, ang price per share or NAV ng FMETF? So most likely 20 years from now or 30 years from now, it may not be the same as today. I-increase yan. It may not be that sobrang huge, but somehow it will still increase. So definitely it will still earn. Ayan. That's why we go to our next and last part of the plan, we transition. Okay? So in transitioning, ang tanong dyan, are we prepared? Ayan. Kasi once you transition, you have to think of the bucket strategy. So ano ba yung bucket strategy? So sample, as early as today, no, you have 10 more years or even 20 more years to go before you reach retirement. You should start investing in aggressive fund. So ganun si FMETF, nasa aggressive kasi siya. So that's why you have to start investing in FMETF. And then when you reach 5 years, o kumbaga kung meron ka na lang 5 to 10 years before you age retirement, slowly, gradually, you diversify, you switch from aggressive to moderate. Yan, kasi medyo malapit na tayo mag-retire, no? So, dapat binabawasan na natin yung mga aggressive natin. And then, when you are 0 to 5 years before age retirement, you should start switching it to conservative. This is where money market is. So ililipat mo na siya sa money market, sa savings, para at least anytime that you need the money, it's available. So that's why we are actually telling you it's the best time to invest in FMETF. While you're still young, you're going to wait pa naman for how many years, and let it stay lang in FMETF, continue saving, and then gradually, you switch it to a less aggressive fund. All right? And then, yan, so pag nasa conservative na siya, and once you hit the age retirement, you are now ready for the stages of retirement. Ibig sabihin, you already created a pre-retirement plan, meron ka ng full retirement, meron ka ng contentment, meron ka ng disenchantment. And then, reorientation. Kasi from working, you are now reoriented, no, of your new routine, and you are stable. Ayan. Any questions so far? Ay, sorry. The question pala is later. Ayan. So with that, thank you for your time, for listening. That ends my presentation. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Sir Marky, for clearly explaining to us about exchange-traded funds, specifically FMETF. So again po, as mentioned by Sir Marky, kung meron po kayong tanong regarding his presentation, feel free to queue them in the Q&A panel of Zoom, so we can have a lively discussion later during the live Q&A portion. Now, before we move on to that, let's give Sir Marky a moment to drink a glass of water and take a quick breather before he answers your questions later. And at this time, I'd like to take this opportunity to share why we should consider investing for the long term. Especially we're talking about retirement, and if on average our ages here is somewhere between 30 to 40 years old, we still have decades away from retirement, and I'd consider that long term. So again, I'll share with you why we should consider to invest for the long term. As they say, time in the market beats timing the market. No? So let me know if you agree with that. No, time in the market beats timing the market. Now, for context on what I'm going to share with you in the following slides, I just want to encapsulate that in this quote. What we're going to do right now is we're going to learn from the past so that we can understand the present and hopefully prepare for the future. Okay, so again, the best thing that we can do is to really look at the past performance. But like in any other investment, there's really no guarantee of future returns. So at least we have a guide on what to expect when we're going to go through this path on building our retirement fund through FMETF that tracks the index. So I grafted here 5 main reasons why you should consider investing long-term in equities. No? Lalo na yung FMETF because that tracks stocks, that tracks the local stock index. So that fits well in this 5 reasons. So the way I actually prepared for this presentation is I had series of questions. No, number one, as a client, no, someone who is actually investing is in FMETF. So first question that I asked myself, no, before I invested in the overall index, I asked myself, if I invested 100,000 in Philippine equities represented by the index, sabihin natin I started at 2,000, no? Magkano na kaya siya ngayon? Okay, so what I did is I compared that with other investment alternatives such as what you see here in the screen. So this is what the simulation, no? Ito yung nangyari sa simulation. So tiningnan ko po ano yung performance ng different asset classes starting 2000 up until end of 2023. So for better appreciation, I'll probably use my pointer so that you can follow through. So as you can see, I checked the performance if I invested in 1-year time deposit. That's the black line. The red line is your treasury bill. Your blue line is your 5-year treasury bonds. And your green line is your PSEI. Your yellow line is inflation. All right? So as you can see, one thing that's really obvious here is that if you're going to invest in equities or the FMETF or the PSEI over the long term, it has actually the healthiest growth because your 100,000 could have been 431,000 at the end of 2023. And that's the best performing against your other investment alternatives. Right? And if you invested long-term in stocks, diba? Sir Marky told you a while ago that we should beat inflation. And yung inflation through these years, no, yung 100,000 mo noon would now cost you 243,000. And of course, 243,000 beat your performance of the index because your index is already at 431,000. So talo niya talaga yung inflation. So check po tayo doon. It has healthier growth and it has beat inflation. And out of all the other investment alternatives, siya po yung top performing. But I just like to highlight, not all the time. No, your stocks perform best over the long term. No, yung the longer you held onto your investment, the better it has performed. Because in the early years, you can see that there were years that the stock underperformed. Like for example, during the Great Recession, 2008, the stock market was the worst performing. You could have done better if you invested in bonds or even in treasury bills. More so in the initial years because the market did not perform well as well during that time. 2000 is the Asian, I think that's a tech bubble. That's a tech bubble. So again, further solidifying why we should invest long-term in stocks. But another takeaway here is we should diversify because not all the time it will perform well. In times it would underperform, our other investment in other asset classes would cover for that underperformance. So that's your first reason, potentially earn better returns. Now, that example is if you started in year 2000. But what if hindi pa tayo nakapagsimulang mag-invest in year 2000 exactly? So the next question here is that if hindi ka naka-invest exactly in 2000, will equity still outperform even if you varied your year of entry? So ibig sabihin, what if 2001 ka nagsimula, 2002 ka nagsimula, 2003 ka nagsimula? Because you might be saying that I'm just cherry picking no sa data. So tingnan natin no sa paiba-ibang ibang years tayo nagsimula. So what I did here para ma-appreciate lang po natin, I had multiple samples na nag-vary ako ng entry. For example, in a certain data set, no, a 20-year holding period, tiningnan ko, no, one sample if I started 2001, 2002, 2003, so on and so forth, no? So yan po yung tiningnan ko. Then what I did thereafter is to check, no, how many of those years did your index outperform, no? Para ma-check natin, no, kung ano yung relationships between them. And this is what I came up with, no, considering my data set from 2000 to 2023. Now, this graph will tell you the different holding periods na pinag-aralan ko, no? So for example, 1 year holding period, ibig sabihin niyan, you invested 2,000, you sold 2001, no? Tagwa 1 year lang. Yung 10 years, you bought 2,000, you sold at 2010, no? So ganun. And you can see here the percentage on how many times, no, nag-perform best si PSEI. So you can see here from this data na if pa 1 year ka lang po mag-invest sa PSEI in the past, 43% of the time ka lang profitable or nag-outperform your other alternatives, no? If 5 years ka, tagpa 5 years ka po mag-invest, so 63% of the time lang nag-outperform your index. May mga times pa din na nag-underperform yung stocks. If you go to 15 years, no, tumataas na po yung probability kasi 89% of the time in the past na nag-outperform yung market. Pero may mga times pa din na nag-underperform, depende kung kailan ka po nagsimula. But the magic happens here. No? For example, dito ka sa 20 years. If we're going to use historical data, if 20 years ka nag-invest, 100% of the time in the past, no, na na-outperform si index. So further solidifying na the longer we invest our money, lalo na sa stocks, the higher the probability that our portfolio will perform well. Okay, so that brings me to my second reason why you should invest long-term in stocks. It performed best most of the time, no? Then third as well, it performed better in longer holding periods. So mas maganda po talaga if mag-invest tayo sa stock market over a long period of time. Kasi pag long period of time siya, it tends to perform best most of the time. No, yan po yung nakikita natin sa data right now. Now, moving forward, yung next question ko naman, no, so okay pala na kahit hindi tayo 2,000 exactly nag-invest, kahit pa iba-iba pala tayo ng years nagsimula, no? Importante lang is we hold it over the long term, still performing well pa rin yung stock market. Now, what we can do now is, okay na tayo, equities perform well. Now, let's try to check. In the times that it did well, how well did it do? Sa mga panahon naman na nag-underperform siya, how low did the performance go? Para ma-estimate natin, no, depende kung how long we have been investing already, ano ba yung mga nangyari in the past na mga possibilities niya, kumbaga, no, how our performance would fare, no? So this one still, no, yung itong axis na to, this is your holding period. Tapos tiningnan ko yung compounded annual growth rate. Kasi for example, kung 5 years ka, 'di ba? So paiba-iba naman 'yun ng performance. So annual growth rate talaga yung tinitingnan. So when you see this graph here, you can see here na kung pa 1 year ka lang mag-invest sa PSEI or FMETF in that matter, no, kasi na may mirror or track niya naman yung performance, may mga years that you will earn a lot. Like in the past, it has earned as much as 63%, no? Pero may mga years din na 48.3% down din yun, no? Kung pa 1 year ka lang mag-invest. So we move, let's say dito tayo sa 5-year period. Kung pa 5 years tayo mag-invest, hindi ka maka-experience ng 63% annual growth rate. Maliit na lang siya, nasa 28.9% yung pinakamalaki kung 5 years ka mag-invest. Pero makikita din natin that in the downside, no, you're not experiencing as much losses as well. 48.3% na lang. Dito 5.2% na lang yung pinakamaliit na loss mo, no? Yan yung nangyari in the past, no, in this period. So if pa 5 years ka. But the magic happens dito, no? For example, dito ka sa 10-year holding period. History will tell us that 19% na lang yung pinakamalaki mo na annual growth rate in this study, no? Pero makikita mo dito yung downside niya, no, yung pinaka worst performing na set of data mo, yung performance niya was 0.9% compounded annual growth rate. But at least right now positive na, nag-turn positive na siya at 10 years. Okay? Now let's expand that. Let's say 20 years na. Yung data natin in the past, pinag-aralan natin tag 20 years kang nag-invest. You do not experience na 19% compounded annual growth rate kasi nasa 9.8 na lang yung pinakamataas na performance mo. Pero when you look at the negative side or doon sa worst performing years mo, the worst performing year mo is nasa 7.8%, no? 7.8%. So at least positive pa din siya. Pero for this to happen, we see that only in 20-year holding periods. So again, solidifying, no, bakit it's a good idea to invest long-term in equities because the lowest returns were positive in longer holding periods. Okay, lalo na sa 10, 15, and 20 years. Okay? So ibig po pala sabihin, for example, kayo po, 1 year pa lang kayo nag-invest sa market, feasible po pala na yung performance natin can range somewhere here, no? Kung tagpa 5 years na tayo nag-invest sa market, pwede pa pala na ito yung range of possibilities natin based sa past data, 'di ba? But you can see here that the longer, no, you invest in the market, the better is your parang output niya. Kasi even at the lowest return were actually positive if you go to longer holding periods. So that's the fourth reason that I'm going to share with you tonight. And let's say, no, moving forward sa analysis natin, how much did equity returns fluctuate? 'Di ba tayo as investors parang sensitive tayo doon sa fluctuations ng investment natin. Tingnan natin siya, no, ano yung galaw ng or movements ng performance ng investment natin if different yung holding periods natin. So, ito medyo geeky siya, but 'di ba sa finance or sa measure of risk mo or volatility mo is your standard deviation. So, ibig lang sabihin dito, if pa 1 year ka nag-invest, grabe yung swings, no? Yung deviation ng mga different possible outputs in the past, 'di ba? But as you go higher, no, mas matagal yung holding period ng pag-invest mo, bumababa yung standard deviation or yung volatility ng portfolio mo. So again, that brings me to my point sa fifth and last reason is risk declined in longer holding periods. So with that completes my 5 reasons why you should consider investing long-term in equities. Because number 1, it can potentially earn better returns. Number 2, it has performed best most of the time in longer periods. Number 3, it performed better in longer holding periods. Number 4, it had lower returns, were positive, no? Pag mahaba na yung holding periods natin. And number 5, risk declined in longer holding periods kasi hindi na po masyado nag-fluctuate yung average growth rate ng investment natin. Okay, so I hope mas nakatulong to sa atin, no, in further solidifying why we should invest long-term in equities. Now, let's say I was able to convince you that you will be investing long-term. I'm going to teach you next a simple strategy and easy to implement, no? We call this peso cost averaging, wherein all you need to do is to invest a fixed amount at regular intervals regardless of the market trend. And I recommend this. This is what I personally do as well when it comes to my FM ETF investments. And you can do this either twice or once a month, depende po, as long as importante is consistent po yung pag-invest natin. Now, putting that theory into action, we have here 2 young professionals. We have Paul and Mark. They both wanted to prepare for their retirement. And sila mga 30 years old, so they're 30 years away from retirement. Si Mark, sabi niya, kahit konti pa lang yung sahod niya, he wanted to start investing today. Pero sabi ni Mark, sakto-sakto lang yung pera niya. So sabi niya, later na, pag na-promote na ako sa trabaho, pag meron na ako ang may salary increase na ako. So, siguro, I start 10 years later. Si Paul, since konti pa lang yung sahod niya, 1.5 lang yung kaya niyang budget. Si Mark naman, he knows that he already started late, no? So 3,000, sabi niya, for sure, if dodoblehin ko yung investment ni Paul, I'll be able to invest more than him. Now, after 10 years, no, they did this for the whole duration, no? For 30 years nila tong ginawa. And just to make it the same, no, they invested in FMETF. Yun po yung in-explain ni Sir Marky kanina. After 30 years of doing this, Mark was able to accumulate 720,000 in contributions or investments to FMETF. Si Paul naman, nasa 540,000. So, si Mark was successful in his belief that if he's going to double his investment, he would be able to contribute more or to invest more than Paul. So, check po siya doon. Now, assuming a 8% growth, no? 'Di ba kanina doon sa ano natin sa example natin, at 20-year holding period, lowest returns na experience mo is 7.8, best performing mo nasa 9.8. So, I just took the average of 9.8 and 7.8, sabihin na natin 8%. That's our estimated growth rate. Yung 720,000 ni Mark was able to become to 1.7 million. Ito yung projected portfolio value. So Mark did really well kasi imagine 720 lang yung kinontribute niya paunti-unti every month. He was able to make it grow to 1.7 million. That's Mark making his money work for him. All right? So it's still a good job. Now when we look at Paul, yung 540,000 niya sa 1515 per month, he was able to have a projected portfolio of 2.1 million pesos. And I think all of us here would agree that 2.1 million is better than 1.7 million. But sometimes, napapakamot tayo ng ulo kasi parang counterintuitive. Paano nangyari yun, di ba? Parang yung isip natin, the more money we have to invest, dapat mas lalaki yung pera natin. But this example showed us na it's not really about the amount of money that you have invested, but it's actually with the time that you have let that money grow because of the power of compounding. So my main point for this slide is to start as early as possible. Pag medyo naintindihan na natin how this works, we appreciate how this impacts our financial future, then we are here to help you. Now, peso cost averaging might sound easy to execute, itong ginawa ni Paul and Mark, no? Pero it's very challenging to maintain the discipline consistently. Ang dali lang mag-compute and estimate in the future. Now, I want to share with you that you can actually save yourself time and effort in growing your portfolio. If you want to automatically invest in FMETF, kahit FAMI na mutual funds, you can automatically do that through our voluntary investment program. No? Yung tipong automated yung pag-i-invest. And for me, that's a game changer. No? Game changer if you automate things. Kasi wala ka na masyadong mga justifications. No? Kasi paminsan, pag dumaan yung pera sa atin, paminsan, ay dito muna ako, magsha-Shopee muna ako, maglalazada muna ako. Pero if you do it automatically, no? Think of it like your SSS or PhilHealth or mga pag-ibig na deduction, 'di ba nakakaltas na siya sa sweldo agad. So, paminsan din na natin 'yun siya iniisip kasi yung importante magkano yung natira, 'di ba? And you can do the same sa investing. I hope through this program it would encourage you to become disciplined investors. When you invest as well in FMETF, hindi ka lang naka-invest sa isang company, you're invested to the top 30. Kahit magbago-bago yan in the future, yan po yung purpose ng FMETF. And let's make our life simpler, no? Para hassle-free yung experience natin sa pag-i-invest. So if you're going to decide to do this, there are just 3 things you need to think about. Number 1, how much are you going to invest? Second, how frequent do you want to invest? And third, where do you want to invest? Yung napag-usapan po natin tonight is FMETF. Pwede po yun dito sa service ni First Metro Sec. But you can, for example, FAMI funds, meron din yan sila through our platform. Pwede din kayo if mas gusto ninyo yung other na types of funds. So you can do this in any na feasible na mga mutual funds or FMETF sa platform namin. So with that, I hope you found value in our webinar, no? And I just like to cap off my part here before we go to the live Q&A that just to encapsulate no yung napag-usapan natin this evening. Sabi ni Lolo Warren, if you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, we will work until we die. No, kasi again, no, darating talaga yung time na hindi na tayo productive. Habang ngayon productive pa tayo, paghandaan na po natin yung mga panahon na hindi tayo productive para by then we can achieve, no, we can yung sabi nga ni Sir Marky sa examples niya kanina, pwede tayo mag-travel ng world na lang by then. Pwede tayo have more time with our family, no, and pursue a passion or hobby natin, no. So and yun, I hope we were inspired to take action in this through this webinar tonight. Kung may natutunan po kayo sa webinar natin, feel free to invite us for free and exclusive na mga learning programs for your company, school, organization, or clients. No? So simply send us an email, marketeducation@firstmetrosec.com.ph. And I'll take this opportunity as well to invite you to our September events. So today, you attended this one, Securing Your Golden Years, but we have more events for you all throughout September. And if you want to register in our upcoming events, just go to our Facebook page. You can find the registration links there. Now, for our attendees as well, lalo na po if you are located in Zamboanga City, Digos City, and General Santos City, the Mindanao team will be doing our rounds in these cities. So if nandito po kayo in any of these cities, please, no, and available kayo to attend to our event, we will be doing our Philippine Equities Market Outlook and Strategy. So feel free to register. You can take a screenshot of this and register later. Now, should you decide to invest in the future, we would like to let you know that with First Metrosec, you only need one account for all your investment needs. You can access it through your laptop, desktop, tablets, and mobile phones. And with that First Metrosec account, you can trade a lot of stuff, no? From PSE stocks, real estate investment trust, exchange-traded funds, which is the highlight of our event tonight. You can even invest in mutual funds. You can check out the funds of our sister company, First Metro Asset Management. They have tons of funds out there, no? And if I'm not mistaken, they have one fund that's performing well, si Sal Focus. I think sa balance category, they're on top of the among their peers, di ba? So, but yan, I hope we'll have another session for that in the future. And we're actually doing pretty well. We have received multiple awards and global recognitions. Di ko na lang po isa-isahin. But this is because of our clients. No? We're grateful for your very positive feedback on our services. So I hope sa mga attendees natin dyan na wala pang account with First Metrosec, I hope you can experience our brand of service as well. For those interested to open an account, you can download our First Metrosec Go mobile app. Either nasa Google Play or Apple App Store yan. Available yan lahat. You just click sign up now. Online lang po yung registration. You don't need to come to our office. Even scanning of your IDs and signatures, you can just take a picture of them. And for us to know, no, that you came from this webinar and we can also expedite your account opening process, please use the seminar code FMETF. No? So para ma-track po namin that you came from this webinar. And feel free to connect with us. We're all over social media. Just search for the handle @FirstMetrosec, or you can just screenshot this slide, scan the QR code later. Either mas nasa Facebook ka, IG, Spotify, Twitter, or TikTok or YouTube. Feel free to follow us there. Depende sa anong mas prefer nyo na social media outlet. And of course, no, we'd like to learn from you. I hope you learned a lot from this session, but we also want to know, no, where we did well, where we can still improve. Baka may suggestions kayo na topics in the future. Gusto niyo ba magpa-discuss like yung mga funds ni FAMI, specifically Batesal Focus, Equity Fund, or yung mga money market fund nila. Let us know sa feedback form. Scan nyo lang po tong QR code na to and let us know, no, how we did tonight. And with that, I'd like now to open the floor for our Q&A session. Okay, so with that, I'm calling back to the floor, Sir Marky. Ayan. No?
Okay, hello.
Let's see, Sir
Uh,
Marky, if we have questions. Hold on po. Let's see the Q&A. Ayan, I think we have 6 questions here. Ayan.
okay.
So, we have one here from Voltaire. No? Sabi niya, what is your 5-year forecast for the PSEI or FMETF? He gave context, no, 65 years old, and he is doing technical analysis now. So maybe we can share insights on our forecast, Sir Mark.
Is it forecast, as in moving forward, right?
Yes, Sir Mark.
Okay, moving forward. Okay, actually on yung current performance ni FMETF, it's actually doing at one moment, let me check the actual. Okay. Actual performance of FMETF. Can I share the screen?
Go ahead, sir. I'll stop sharing.
Ayan, if you can see the screen, no? Currently, FMETF is doing at 7.89 year to date. Year on year, that's last year, based on last year and current year, it's performing at 14.23 percent. And 3 years, it's 7. That's despite the dips, no, in the economy. And 5 years, medyo negative pa siya, but it's moving upward naman nowadays. And looking at the 10-year performance, 10%, 10.02 siya. So, why am I using this one? So kasi, as mentioned kanina nga, stock market kasi talagang it's volatile, no? It goes up and down talaga. Now, if you look on a longer or on a long-term perspective, like what you have shown earlier kanina, JP. So makikita mo talaga, on an average, yung pinakita ko rin kaya na rule of 72, most likely, if you're looking for an outlet where to invest, if you want to double or if you want your money to work for you, this is the best fund for you. Kasi if you leave it at PSEI and then leave it for 10 years, 15 years, more or less yung performance niya nasa mga ganung bracket din, more or less. We cannot really predict, no? Ano yung exact number 10 years from now. But looking at its past performance, yun yung nagiging parang average niya. Yun.
All right, thank you for that, Sir Marky. No? So again, just to share with our attendees as well, even with our research team, we also actually have forecasts when it comes to the index. But it's very challenging to go as far out as 5 years. No? Usually niyan 12 to 24 months lang because you know how the stock market has been very dynamic. No? So, but again, as I mentioned kanina, when it comes to investing, no, lalo na yung main topic natin right now, building a retirement fund, this is something long term. And maybe, no, if we are asking that question, probably we are trying to time the market. But as I mentioned in my first slide a while ago, for this specific goal, time in the market beats timing the market. No? So that's why we recommended peso cost averaging. You just invest regularly. But if you have forecasts, maybe doon sa peso cost averaging, you can make it dynamic in such a way that if you feel the prices are really cheap, you can top up more, no, during those times. Then in times that you think it's already overpriced, you can top up less, no? But personally, I still recommend to do it on a regular and consistent basis. Right? So I hope we were able to answer that question.
Especially now before the rate cut.
Yeah, especially with the rate cuts, diba? So, yan. Let me check here. Here's a question from Sir Francis. Do FMETF give dividends? Sir Mark?
Since it's a mutual fund, so technically wala siyang dividend. Kasi it acts like stock market siya, but it's still a mutual fund, so wala siyang dividend.
Yeah. So again, I think the FMETF, the goal is to track the performance of the index. So that might be beyond, no, yung intention ng FMETF. So it's really more of capital appreciation over the long term. All right.
Yan, as mentioned din as well, yung if there will be dividends, it is invested back then sa fund. So technically we don't declare dividends sa client, but it is invested then back to the fund.
All right, thank you for clarifying that, Sir Mark. Here's another question from in the chat box. What's the difference between investment in insurance and FMETF?
First of all, the difference, of course, is the charges. When you invest in VULs, there are charges like insurance charge, insurance cost. Wherein in FMETF, we don't have that. We don't have those kinds of charges. It basically mirrors lang the performance of PSEI. So in terms of how many charges is getting deducted from you, so sa FMETF, walang na dideduct sa'yo ng mga ganong klaseng charges compare with VULs.
All right, thank you for sharing that, Sir Marky. Here's another question from anonymous attendee. Saan po mag-open ng account sa First Metrosec website po ba or mobile app? So I think I can take this question. If you are opening as an individual account holder, you can do that through our mobile app. That's where I recommend it. Pero if you're going to open a joint account or a corporate account, which you can do, you can only do that through the First Metrosec website. So ayan, later I think the videos will be played for that.
And yung pala, sorry, doon sa question kanina about placing in VUL. So it depends kasi rin sa goal mo as the investor. What is your goal? Is it protection or is it investment? So ako, like I always advise my client, you have to separate your protection from your investment. If you're getting purely protection, you get purely insurance and then treat it as an insurance lang talaga. But if you want an investment, get a separate for investment. Ayan.
I agree with that as well, Sir Marky. No, I'm in the camp of those who buys as insurance separate from investments. But again, it really depends on your personal circumstance because some people might be better off as well just getting an all-in-one package like your VUL. If number one, if you can't monitor your investments or you're still learning how to do it, then VUL might be a good start for you to have some exposure. It really depends on your circumstance. But ako personally, because I can monitor the market, I prefer to have it separate. Each of those has their pros and cons. So, you can feel free to consult with your financial advisor or your investment specialist. So they can provide tailor-fit solutions for you. All right, here's another chat. FMETF is the stock or fund symbol. I think I can take this. FMETF again, at its core, it's a mutual fund that yung laman po niya are the top 30 stocks or the index itself. Pero isang unique feature sa kanya is that yung mutual fund kasi 'di ba, isa lang yung presyo niya every day. No, you have your net asset value per share. So it might be there are times wherein may mga opportunities that you can actually trade it in the day, no, during the day sa stock market. And yan po yung solution ng FMETF. Kasi FMETF is a hybrid ng mutual fund pero it's actively traded in the stock exchange. So yun, when it comes to liquidity, lalo na if you want to sell it within the day, that's where FMETF comes in. So FMETF is the stock symbol kasi stock siya. No? So yan. Here's another question. Is there an advantage to have a joint account for married couple than having a separate account for each? Sir Mark, would you like to have your opinion on this?
Okay, there are advantage and disadvantages. On the part of the client, advantage niyan, if it's an OR account, anyone can withdraw the account or anyone can transact the account. Disadvantage niyan if there will be times for account updates, updating of file with either FMSEC or FAMI. Yun lang yung magiging tedious kasi both have to send their updates to the company. So yun lang. But advantage-wise, of course, any one of you can monitor or can check the actual performance or can transact with FMSEC or with us.
Yeah, thank you for that, Sir Marky. If I may add to what Sir Marky has mentioned, no, maybe might be nice to talk, no, with your wife or your husband. Ano ba yung parang goal natin, no? Or do you prefer to have a joint account or you can have a separate account, no? Kasi we have clients din naman na they have both. They have a joint account, they also have their respective accounts kasi even though you're a married couple, you might have different investing or trading strategies and syempre different yung sa different yung for each of the joint and individual account. So talk I think best to talk with your wife or your husband ano po yung best fit for your goals, 'di ba? But you can have both. You can have both joint and individual account. Yan. Here's another question, Sir Marky. Wala po bang plan na magdagdag ng ibang type ng ETF?
Sorry, I was on mute. Um, Not yet sure. Okay, but actually, FMETF is the only parang kami lang yung unique sa stock market right now na mutual fund na nasa stock market. So we have to take advantage of that kasi unique siya. So siya lang yung meron. But in terms of adding a new one, I'm not yet sure if there are plans. But of course, products and our team is also looking into that aspect of creating new funds. Pero as to creating a new FMETF style, parang we're not yet sure.
Yeah, no. So exciting if merong other ETFs out there, but for now this is your one and only ETF in the country. So I hope you make the most out of this opportunity. All right, let me scan another. Ayan, I think, hold on, were we able to answer? Here's another question that I might have missed. How much is the minimum amount needed to start investing in the FM ETF? As I checked a while ago, FM ETF closed at 113 pesos today. So in that price range, that's 10 shares minimum. So that is 1,000, almost 1,200 for you to be able to invest. So imagine, no? I have to emphasize, lalo na po sa mga probably if you're still a student or maliit pa lang yung pwede nating i-invest. Na-mention ata to ni Sir Marky kanina that you can actually buy stocks naman with 1,000 pesos pero limited lang and probably one or two companies lang yung mabibili mo. But the advantage if you're going to buy that 1,200 in FM ETF is that yung 1,200 mo, it's already essentially diversified to the top 30 companies in the Philippines. So talking about diversification, it solves that, no? Kasi yun, automatically diversified ka na. So kahit yun lang din yung kaya natin every month, no? So we can regularly invest in those top 30 stocks without having to need hundreds of thousands or millions of pesos to buy all the 30 individual stocks. So I think that's the one of the best things there. And it's already professionally managed. Kung sabihin ni PSE, under decrease weight, increase weight, or delete or add this specific stock, that's the role of FAMI. No? Sila actually yung fund manager dito. So sila nagmamanage nun. Whatever PSE says, they implement that. Alternatively, you can do it by yourself, but 'di ba? Let's make our lives simpler. Let's allow FAMI to do what they do best, 'di ba? And yun, you can trade it through First Metrosec. Kaya kami collab this webinar tonight. Okay, so ganun po yung dynamics ng FM ETF.
Bawas muna ng coffee.
Yeah. Yeah, essentially yung 1-2 mo, that's just 6 cups of coffee, 'di ba? So
Yeah.
yun. Yung 6 cups na yun, easily down the drain yun siya, 'di ba? So, but if we talk about the time value of money, that 1,200 can do a lot. As you have seen dun sa example kanina, na tipong it's not really about how much you're going to invest, but the time you have invested that money.
Yeah.
Kaya balik po tayo doon sa team na investing long term, lalo na po doon sa retirement funds natin. Alright, so I guess With that, we can cap off our webinar tonight. Thank you. We have answered all of your questions, I believe. And thank you to the 50 attendees who have stayed up until the end. We hope you learned a lot, and we hope to see you in our upcoming webinars as well. So have a pleasant night ahead, and happy weekend, everyone.
Happy
Thank you.
weekend, everyone. Bye.